and welcome to Happy Creating. Today I'm going to show you how to draw and design a Zentangle turkey. The Zentangle process is a relaxing way to draw lines and shapes into lots of different patterns. The materials needed for this project are any kind of drawing paper and a pencil and a black marker like a Sharpie to outline your pencil lines. You can even add coloring materials later if you wish. Let's get started. All right, first let's draw a turkey with our pencil. You can start with a circle shape for the head, and then a bigger circle for the body. Add in legs, so 2 vertical lines followed by some diagonal lines. And you want to make sure those diagonal lines are thick so that later on we can add some patterns to those feet and legs. Add your beak, and then erase that little part inside so the circle isn't intersecting with your beak. You can erase that circle again and add some eyes with curved lines, maybe just some dots in the middle. Next, we're going to add the feathers. And we're going to try to make the feathers even on each side. So each side will have the same amount of feathers. And you want to use curved lines to draw those feathers almost all the way to the bottom of the body of the turkey. Some of the feathers can be short, some can be tall. Just try to fill the space. And then we're going to add a couple of details to our feathers. So I'm adding curved line at the top of each one. It looks like the feathers then are almost connected. So I pre-drew some of my Zentangle patterns, but now I'm going to show you how to draw the pattern with Sharpie. So you can draw your pattern with Sharpie or with marker. I'm just going to first start by outlining the turkey and the feathers, and then I'll show you how to begin the first pattern on the turkey's wings. So to begin the first pattern, you're just going to draw diagonal lines across the wing. Then you're going to go back to each stripe and add diagonal lines. And those lines are going to go opposite directions. So each stripe, you're going to draw diagonal lines that move in a different direction. And you're going to do that on both wings. The next pattern I'm going to show you is for the turkey's body. And we're going to start by just making tiny little arches or tiny little smiles that are going to curve over and over again throughout the entire body of the turkey. And you want all of those to connect and touch and really fill the space. And then, as you fill the entire space, you're going to go back into each one of those curves. And in each curved space, you're going to add 3 more curved arches or little teardrop shapes. So in each curve or each little arch, I'm going back in and adding 3 more tiny arches to create that repeated pattern. So keep going, continuing to fill that space. It takes a while, but the goal of creating Zentangle patterns is just to create peace and just enjoy something that's relaxing as you're creating. So keep filling that space over and over again till the body is all filled with that pattern. And then we're going to move on to the next pattern. So I'm going to start creating some patterns in the feathers. So for this one, I'm just going to create circles, and I'm going to make the circles, the edges or lines, a little bit thicker by going over them a couple of times. And then behind each circle or oval shape, I'm just going to add diagonal lines that stretch across the feather. And then I'm going to repeat this pattern on every other feather of the turkey. And anytime you want to do a different pattern, go for it. Whatever pattern you want to add to your turkey, and whatever feels good to you, you should go for it. The next pattern I'm going to create is just making curved lines that are opposite each other. So on the left side of the feather, I'm making the lines arch going in one direction, and then on the right side of the feather, I'm going to make the curved lines arch in the other direction. And then I'm going to continue this pattern on every other feather. So here's another pattern you can try, or again, you can always do your own pattern. So this one, I'm just going to try a checkerboard pattern. So I'm going to draw diagonal lines that crisscross, and then I'm going to color in the diamonds in a pattern. So I'm going to color in some spaces just like a checkerboard. So black, white, black, white, black, white. I'm going to continue this checkerboard pattern on every other feather until those designs are done. For my next pattern, I'm going to try to draw a leaf shape. And I'm going to repeat that leaf shape throughout the top of the feather until that whole top of the feather is filled. And then in the middle of each leaf shape, I'm going to do a line down the middle of each leaf. I'm going to continue that design in every other feather until that design has filled in all of those spaces. So for this design, pattern, I just decided to do some circles and then connect them with horizontal lines, draw vertical lines above and below each one, and then diagonal lines coming out around each circle. So this one was kind of fun, and it almost looks like a diamond shape. And then again, I'm going to repeat that pattern on every other feather until that pattern is complete. My last pattern, I'm going to kind of make a ray. So I'm going to start by making diagonal lines that start at one point and then kind of grow out to the edge of the feather. And then I'm going to make a pattern in each of those stripes. So I'm going to put curves in one stripe, and then I'm going to put circles that start small and then get big as they go up. And then I'm going to color in around each circle to help fill the space. So again, in one stripe, I'm going to just fill it with small curved lines. And then the next stripe is going to be circles that start really small at the point and then grow larger. And then I'm going to color the background around those circles. And then curves that repeat. And then those circles again. I'm going to finish drawing those patterns on every other feather until the design is complete. The last pattern we're going to add is on the legs. I think I'm just going to add stripes and color every other stripe in for my last Zentangle pattern. You're almost done with your turkey. Remember, you can add any pattern that you'd like. I hope you have fun creating a Zentangle turkey. Happy creating!